Hello and welcome to Between Two Banjos, Swallow Hill Music's videocast. I'm here with Dustin.
I'm here with Barry.
And we are excited that you could join us for our second episode. We hope you caught the first episode because a lot of what we talk about today will depend on your understanding of that first episode.
Definitely go back, watch it, take the time. Worth it. Worth every second.
Go through the wiki.
Mm-hmm.
So, to begin our episode, we wanted to just talk a little bit about Tom Petty. The music legend died earlier this month, and I think we felt that loss here at Swallow Hill as many people did. And we just wanted to start off by sharing our favorite Tom Petty songs. So, I'll let you go, Dustin.
Well, I feel like my favorite Tom Petty tune is Mary Jane's Last Dance. It's got that real Neil Young feel to it. Great little simple harmonica riff, really catchy. Every time I'm at a bar, that tune comes on, it's just like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just hits a sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot. There was a bar we used to go to. It was always on the rotation on the jukebox whenever the money ran out.
Right.
So it always kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My favorite Tom Petty song, and also memories of college, are kind of entwined. One of my college roommates had a Tom Petty's Greatest Hits CD.
The classic one.
Exactly.
If you don't have that, it's just like, get out of America.
Right. And he just always had the CD on the top of his stereo, and my ears would always perk up for Even the Losers. I just think it's a great, almost, like power pop tune, but told in that kind of Tom Petty way. Just, he kind of was above genre.
Sure.
Even though it was guitar rock, classic rock, guitar pop, whatever, he seemed to always bring his own voice and own stamp to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm. Yep.
And then for Swallow Hill Music, there's a song that we hear a lot in guitar classes and in ensemble classes, and I kind of feel like it's the unofficial Tom Petty song of Swallow Hill Music, which is Wildflowers. And it's rare to go to a graduation here at Swallow Hill and not hear that.
It's like a 2 or 3 chord song, real
mm-hmm.
simple, real catchy, real fun. Everybody's heard it.
Brilliant. Yep. So, just sharing thoughts about Tom Petty, and I know he will be missed by a lot of people. All right, moving right along. Dustin, what is an upcoming Swallow Hill Music show that you are excited for?
Well, Barry, I'm glad you asked. I'm excited for the upcoming John Hartford tribute featuring Robert Ellis and Courtney Hartman. John Hartford was an incredible songwriter, kind of one of the first guys to mix bluegrass and jam band music back in the early 70s. Just wrote lots of legendary songs, and Robert Ellis is an amazing singer-songwriter. Courtney Hartman, member of Della Mae, also a former student here at Swallow Hill, and she will be performing with Robert, and they'll be doing John Hartford songs. It seems like it was kind of just a labor of love for them. They love the music, and they just threw it together.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah, should be really, really cool.
So Dustin, I'm excited about One Epic Night.
One Epic Night. Is that on our
Come on, man, you work here.
Oh.
You've heard of One Epic Night. Before I tell you about it,
Yeah.
I want to share some numbers with you.
Yeah.
Did you know in 2016, Swallow Hill Music reached 14,500 students via in-class instruction, school assemblies, after-school guitar or uke lessons, music therapy, and other related efforts?
Wow, Barry, that's a lot of kids.
It's a lot of kids. And these programs were presented at 58 schools in partnership with organizations throughout the metro area.
Did you say 58?
58.
Wow.
From 2015 to 2016, we more than doubled the number of students impacted through our educational outreach programs. We have not let up in 2017.
Doubled. No.
And we are making plans so that in the upcoming months, we will expand educational outreach into 12 additional schools, serving 780 children by the 2018-2019 school year.
That was too many numbers for me to repeat them that time. That's crazy.
So you might be asking yourself, is there a way I can help ensure the success of Swallow Hill Music's educational outreach programs?
Me?
There is, and it's fun too. It's One Epic Night, which is a fundraiser for our outreach programs. It's Saturday, November 18th from 6 to 10 p.m.
Wow.
And what's going to be really fun about it is we're going to have 12 Swallow Hill related bands, so a lot of bands that either have instructors or staff members or people who work closely with Swallow Hill music performing across our 3 stages. So Daniels Hall, here in Tough Theater, and downstairs in Quinlan Cafe. So that's 12 bands, 3 stages, 1 epic night. Do you want to hear the bands?
Do I?
The bands are, in no particular order, Strange Americans, the Grown Ass Man Band, the Clay Kirkland Band, Atumga, That Damn Sasquatch, Chain Station, Monocle Band, Color, Rope Trick Effect, which is Dustin Adams and Molly Zachary, Martin Gilmore and David Thomas Bailey, Ain't No Disco, which is the House of Rock summer camp band. They're amazing. It's a tribute to the Talking Heads. And Silver Plume.
Wow. That list couldn't get any better, Barry.
So that's One Epic Night, a fundraiser for our outreach programs. It's Saturday, November 18th, 6 to 10 p.m. More details at our website, swallowhillmusic.org. We look forward to you joining us.
I'll be there.
Okay, we are excited to have Yasmin, who works here at Swallow Hill Music. She runs our social media, which we're really excited about. And she is our first guest Between Two Banjos. And were you going to say something, Dustin?
Oh yeah, well the new segment is called What is Popping? Featuring Yasmin, a critique of modern pop and rap music. Is that right, Yasmin?
Is popping?
Right?
You know, usually the kids these days say poppin'
Poppin'.
without the G, but
Popping.
Popping.
In.
What is popping?
What's
maybe
popping?
after a couple of these segments, you guys will like.
We'll work on it.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get there.
totally,
We'll get
totally.
there. Anyway, so Yasmin, pop music today is terrible. Yes or no?
You know, I'm gonna go with a no on that.
Fascinating.
I know that like a lot of times pop and rap music gets a little bit of a bad rep, but much like rock and roll back in the days, I would say a hip hop artist of 2017 is much like a rocker in the 60s and 70s.
Fascinating comparison.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to elaborate.
Well, I mean, this is a perfect way for me to segment into Post Malone's Rockstar, which is currently number 1 or number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. It kind of takes a different turn in rap music where it's pulling from a lot of rock and roll, what's the word for it? References, a lot of rock and roll references throughout it, bringing in a hip hop feel, but also kind of having a little bit of a twang in the chorus. So the reason why I would say that why pop and hip hop music is still poppin' is because all of the sounds that you've heard throughout, you know, the last 2 decades are all infused into hip hop and pop music now.
Interesting. So it's taking a bit of like all of the music from the 60s and 70s as well as like the hip hop from the 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I just think a lot of the music coming out now is bringing out references old and new. You know, you could get a line about Vine, or you could get a line about an old rock star like Post Malone did in Rockstar.
All right. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Anything else you're jamming these days?
I really like the new Janae Aiko album called The Trip. It kind of goes through her dealing with her brother's death by taking different types of substances throughout the entire thing. And it's like 20 songs, which I think is a lot for music in general these days. But that is what is poppin'.
Thank you, Yasmin. Okay, now we're going to talk about a Denver area show not at Swallow Hill that we are looking forward to in the upcoming weeks or month or so. How about you, Dustin? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm pretty excited to see Hiss Golden Messenger again. They're playing the Bluebird. They played there last time. It was a really, really great show. Got to see them last year. Touring behind the new album, so lots of new great songs to hear. It's a really great live show. It's high energy, really fun rock and roll band. I wish they'd cut a little more loose, you know? There's some songs where it's like, they're, you know...
You can feel it.
Yeah, they've got really great players and they're getting there and then they kind of end it too soon, in my opinion. But, you know, I could listen to them jam all day. So, but yeah, it's a really great band. New album's really great. Old albums are really great. Live show's great. What's not to love?
It's great. I'm looking forward to maybe not quite a concert per se, but I've been going lately to Dazzle Jazz in the Bauer Building downtown. And Tuesday nights they have something called a Jam Supreme, and it's a jazz jam. It's anchored by this drummer Todd Reed, who teaches at CU Denver in the music department. And he's a great guy to talk to in between the sets. He'll come out and talk to people. But what's cool about it is it's fantastic jazz musicians in a really laid-back setting. People will come up from the audience, play a song or two on their instrument or sing, and Todd will even turn over his drum kit to other drummers. And it's just a really laid-back way to experience some really great jazz music. I think on their website it said the jam usually starts at 10:30, but we've been there at nights where it started quite a bit earlier, depending on other programming they have that night.
Those jazz musicians can't wait.
Exactly.
You know, they
No
gotta get
clocks.
up there. Yeah.
And so I would say if you plan on checking it out, go to their website. Just Google Dazzle Jazz Denver, and just make sure you have the right time so you're not showing up and it's hours away or it's already happened. And then also, if that's a little too early for you, or too late for you, Saturday and Sunday mornings, they have brunches at Dazzle, and they kind of have a similar setup. It's not, Todd isn't the drummer there, at least when I've been there, but it's another great way to see some great jazz music in an informal setting, and you won't have to be out till 2 in the morning.
Nice. Yeah. I'm excited to see that new building. I haven't been down there since they switched locations.
It's a great space.
Yeah.
So.
And to quote an obscure episode of The Simpsons, jazz musicians may have the smallest apartments, but they have the biggest hearts.
Okay, well, our next item to talk about is what we're listening to right now. So, Dustin, what are you listening to right now?
Well, Barry, it's a little out there. Sometimes you get kind of sick of, what's going on. You need a palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
I get real tired sometimes of just like general Western music. So something I've been listening to is, it's called Orange Twin Fieldworks Volume 1. Orange Twin is a record label associated with Neutral Milk Hotel, the Gerbils, Elf Power, etc.
Gotcha, some of the Elephant Six
Yes,
stuff.
somehow they're combined. I don't know the difference.
Gotcha.
Really. Anyway, so this particular album is field recordings that Jeff Mangum from Neutral Milk Hotel made in, I believe, the year 2000 when he went to Bulgaria for a folk festival.
In the year 2000! Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, Conan reference.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah. I'm on board for that.
Okay, I apologize.
They were even better after it was the year 2000.
Okay.
They kept doing it.
Yeah.
That was the best. But, so this folk festival is held every 5 years, and it's a big deal. It's in this small village, and 20,000 people attend, and tens of thousands of performers as well. Lots of traditional dance. It's kind of held out in the woods outside of town in areas, also just on the streets of the town. And the album is just one track. It all kind of sags together, and it's just really interesting. There's a guy just like playing an accordion and singing on the street. There's a woman just singing a cappella. There's full ensembles playing horned and stringed instruments you've never heard of or seen, and it's it can be a bit abrasive. The opening track kind of sounds like a Swans song. It's very it
Gets your attention?
Yeah, it gets your attention, and it's kind of cool because it just kind of sags. It very much takes you there. You can kind of imagine it, and I think it's really interesting. And it's only about 30-some minutes long. It's not very long. But it'll take you somewhere else, to a different country, different time. It's really interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess not entirely related, but getting outside of the mainstream kind of box. I've been revisiting the Anthology of American Folk Music, which was originally released in the early 1950s. It's a curated collection of old 78 records recorded between 1927 and 1932. It was put together by this avant-garde artist named Harry Smith. And part of why I'm listening to it now is it's the 20th anniversary of the anthology being released on CD. So I've had this for 20 years now, which is crazy to think about. But a little bit about the anthology. It's 84 songs. It's spread out over 6 records, 6 CDs. And it comes with a book. The 20-year-old CD version comes with an updated book where the music critic Greil Marcus dubs the music on the anthology the old weird America. So it kind of takes you to this place in American history that's full of murderers and thieves and witches and cuckoo birds and clawhammer banjo, which is, when I first heard clawhammer banjo on the anthology, that was the first time I really fell in love with banjo. So the anthology's been really pivotal in my life. So yeah, just kind of bringing it back out and listening to it again, 20 years after I first heard it.
Right, yeah, very pivotal in the lives of many musicians. Right. Jerry Garcia would slow the records down so he could try to copy the guitar solos, and Bob Dylan and Joan Baez, Dave Van Ronk, they all listened to it, took songs from it, took ideas from it, because so many of those 78s were destroyed during World War II to make weapons. So, and Harry Smith, the story goes, he was like running down the streets of New York, like digging through people's trash and pulling out the records, and like, when they would put it out for donations, people to come pick up, he'd take them and go through them.
So, a real music geek.
Yeah. The modern equivalent is like, downloading on the internet, kind of like finding hidden gems. We're lucky he took the time and effort.
Absolutely. Another quick thing I just remembered about too was when it was released in the early 50s, it didn't sell a lot of copies, but one thing that did happen was a lot of public libraries throughout the country purchased copies, and a lot of kind of curious kids picked it up, took it home, and just had their minds blown. So
that's how I first heard it.
Yeah.
Got it from the library. Because, it's a big disc set, it's a little pricier.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I first found out about it, I was in my early 20s. Delivering pizza, could not afford it.
All right, well, that is our episode of Between Two Banjos. Thanks for watching. I'm here with Dustin.
I'm here with Barry.
Yasmin, you want a little texting music?
Like to thank Yasmin, first official guest.
Woohoo! Keep it poppin', folks.